Hey Shay, I'm like kind of pooped myself. I feel like I'm running on E, but I was this close to canceling the stream instead of moving it to two. Um, but I'm here and it's a pretty slow, it's gonna be a pretty slow stream. I'm just gonna get a couple of little things done here and there that I need to get done during the sprints. And you know, I'll do the sprinting and a little chatting about what I've got coming up in the very near future for uh, for my writing in general. But yeah, pretty exhausted. I had a lot to do this morning. Been up and out of my house since 9. Just got back at around, I want to say 12:30 we got back, so about an hour and a half ago. And yeah. But what I wanted to show off, which let me show you before you hop away, I went to Office Max and I picked up my finished manuscript. So I'm pretty excited about that. Let me do full cam. So it was in this lovely little box because I did like what's called this Omni Speedy pickup thing, which I didn't know. So I ended up going to the printing area and this guy was like so confused as to why it wasn't in that area, because he was like, I remember printing it. And part of me was thinking, I wonder how many people who have their manuscripts printed at like an Office Max, the person who's doing the printing might stop and read some of it. Now this is really thin, obviously, because this is the LeVar Burton manuscript. So I'm gonna do a red pen edit, and so it's very thin, as you can see. I intentionally did a black cover because I'm intentionally hiding the title. So oh, my earrings. Yeah, they're kind of blinging. So I don't even know which way it goes because I have it like that. So I can't show you the title page because the title page actually shows the title, which I'm hiding. But yeah, I even changed it so that instead of it saying the name of the thing, it actually just says writing contest. Because I don't want to reveal the title of the manuscript until it's all said and done. So I might reveal the name actually when I submit it, because at that point it's neither here nor there. So when I submit it, I will reveal the title that I chose, as long as it stays this title between now and when I submit it, right? But I have a good feeling I'm not going to change the title. But in any event, it's 41 pages. So 41 pages. The end is right there. So I'm basically going to take the camera that's pointing at me and point it down at my desk, flip it so that you can see it properly, and then you'll get to see me working with this thing and my highlighters, which I need to bring from behind me where I keep them. So I'm going to highlight the dialogue, which is what I always do because I find that I'm really bad at interspersing dialogue with regular prose. So I'm going to be highlighting all of the dialogue, and then I'm going to be putting in a different highlighter color the spaces where I need to, I don't want to use the word embellish because it makes it sound like it's filler, but where I need to be more descriptive and such. So usually I do 2 highlighter colors and then the red pen. So one color will be dialogue, the other color will be, areas that need improvement. My shirt is like making me look like I'm a bum. And then what is happening here? I'm like freaking out on camera. And then the red pen stuff, which is just going to be a bunch of stuff. So that's going to be fun and exciting. I'm going to do a quick 5-minute, I think that's what I usually do, right? Yeah, 5 minutes and then a 25-minute sprint. So I am bringing back Friday Fiction because writing this has made me miss short stories. And I really want to not only get back into writing like flash fiction size short stories, which is, one could argue Friday fiction is really going to be like flash fiction, because I look so lopsided, because my thought is, or my intention is, my Friday fictions are going to be written every Friday during the stream. So it's not going to be something where I'm going to start writing it on one day and take several days to write this story. No, I want to write a story between 1,000 and 2,000 words, no more than 2,000 words during the stream. So on Fridays, starting August 6th, I'm doing on seasons and off seasons. So I don't want to do 52 stories or 52 weeks like I was trying to do in 2020 last year, and that didn't happen because of the pandemic and everything. So my process, or my thought process here, and I actually don't ask me what I'm doing. Sorry. I need to do a new window, I just realized, for what I want to show. And it really needs to be this window, so please hold while I figure this out. Where is my video capture? Why is that not showing up? There we go. Okay, so let's get rid of this. Sorry, I'm redoing this whole window on the fly here because I can. Let's put the timer back. Looking a bit better like that. I'm gonna get rid of this, even though that. Okay, and then over here I want to put a window. Which window do I want to put? Oh, I know. Let's do file, new window. And then let's do, so I don't know if you've ever heard of Substack, but Substack is essentially where I'm going to be putting my Friday fiction. So all of my Friday fiction stories that I write during the on season, using air quotes here, will only be available I just need to fix this. Okay. So it's a place for independent writing. I came across it not too long ago, and I've been trying to figure out a way to utilize it to my advantage. And so I think I have figured out how. And so here is, I just released like the first post, which is just kind of an intro on where and how Friday fiction got started for me. I am going to put a little mention about the podcast, because I may end up bringing that back, especially if I write the story short enough. And it's also a subscription service, so, and it's free to subscribe. So basically you will get emailed every Friday with my short story that's going to be between 1,000 and 2,000 words. And I tell you here what the off season and on season is for the remainder of this year and all of next year. So basically this is going to start on Friday, August 6th, which is not next week Friday, but the following Friday. Although next week Friday, I am going to write like a precursor, just to kind of, wet my whistle and see if I still have it, if I still have the chops to be able to write like I used to, where I could write an entire story in one sitting. So next week, Friday, I am going to be doing a Friday fiction story. It just won't be the official kickoff story. That one will be August 6th, and it's going to run through to December 17th. And then from the 18th to about the 13th of 2022, so about 4 weeks, it'll be the off season, which means there won't be any Friday fiction stories during that time. Then I'll have the on season again, and then I'm going to be off almost the whole summer. So June, all of July, and like the last week of May and the first week of August. So all of that, I'll be in an off season, meaning there won't be any stories. And then, the fall winter season will roll around again, which is similar to what we're in right now. So that's how I figured it out. I may adjust that slightly, so that, like I said, there's times when I'm on and I'm doing it, and then there are times where I'm just going to be taking a break, so I don't feel the pressure of having to do this every single Friday for an entire year. I do want to acknowledge like a Christmas New Year break. I want to acknowledge my birthday being in the end of June, so give myself the summer where I have a bit of a break. That doesn't mean that I'm going to be A, not streaming on Fridays, or B, not writing on Fridays. It just means I won't be doing Friday fiction those Fridays. So I'll likely, whatever project I'm working on, which will probably be my Stonehaven novel, that will fill that Friday void, so that instead of working on that 2 days a week, I'll be working on it 3 days a week. But yeah, so I gave myself some ground rules. So each story will be written during the live stream, and it will be posted on Substack during the live stream, which means there won't really be any editing, or like I'll do some basic Grammarly editing and stuff like that, but it's only going to be between 1,000, 2,000 words. So it's not like I need to run it through an editor or something. I'm just going to write it, do some basic editing, and then without a doubt, if I don't post it by the end of the stream, I will definitely have it posted before the end of the day. So it has to get posted on Friday, because again, the intention is not to take it and like expand it into a novella or a novelette or a novel or work on it another day. Nope. Start it during the stream, finish it before the stream is over. Each story will be between 1,000, 2,000 words. I can go as short as 500 words, but no shorter than that. So there might be, a story that I write where I feel like it's good at 500 words, and then boom, leave it at that. It can't be a continuing story, because I tend to have that issue, and that includes web serials, because again, I tend to have that issue. And it can be any genre I want. So it could be mystery, horror, fantasy, whatever. And also, I put a link here, so if you want to read all the ones that I wrote between 2019 and 2020, which are also free to read, you can. So all these so I'm revamping it basically to be Friday Fiction 2.0. So I'm bringing it back, bigger, better than ever, and all that, jazz. So, and here's the like the banner, if you will, for it. So it's going to be short and satisfying, I hope. So yeah, and I think if you follow me on Twitter and if you follow me on Instagram and go to my bio and then click on the link tree thing, it should be, if I did it right, it should be like the first thing, because I think I just added it. Yeah, so if you click on here in my Linktree link, then you can just go right there and just easily subscribe, and then boom, starting August 6th, you'll get a nice, lovely story sent to your inbox. So it's another way to like grow my email list. It's also just a great way to store all of these. They will not be stored on my personal website, which, by the way, I also updated yesterday, because I'm really starting to appreciate the sidebar, which I used to hate having a sidebar on my website. But ever since I created one for my blog post section, I'm like, damn, I really like that sidebar. So I actually put the sidebar on the front page of my website, did a complete revamp. However, it's the same theme, which I'm still trying to stick with. I'm trying to make my blog posts be the main focal point of my website while I have other things here. My blog, I really want it to be the central thing. So, my blog is here. I do have stuff about, what I'm working on, but it is for patrons. I do have a bunch of things here that are specific for writers, such as Pen and Machine, which is this business that I hope to get started in October of this year. So it's still a work in progress. I have some time. I have like 2 months to really get it completed and get the ball rolling. But the intention of Pen and Machine is going to start out as being a digital planner for writers. So it's going to have things like word tracker, things like character sheets for you to fill in characters, location sheets, a blank Blake Snyder beat sheet with a cheat sheet on what the different beats are. It's going to have a lot of spreads, digital spreads that are specific to what us writers need in order to world build and things like that. So, because I've really been getting into digital planners, and I have not found one where it's been done specifically for writers. So instead of me waiting for someone to do it, I did it myself, and I'm calling it Pen and Machine. So when you bring pen and machine together, anything is possible. And so that's the point. So there's going to be spreads that you can print if you don't want to use it digitally, but I have, an iPad Pro, so, I can do it on my iPad. You can also do it on your phone. So I already have an entire website, and it's almost like this close to just being an actual shop with the digital planners for you to buy and everything like that for the 2022 calendar year. So I'm hoping to get the doors open in October, Q4 of this year, and then, have those sales and put up the digital planners and things that will be for writers. And you can get, if you're not a writer, you can just get the regular planner that just has the calendars and stuff like that. But the first chunk of it is really going to be all spreads that are going to be useful to a writer mostly. And it's going to be very minimalist, because I'm a minimalist person. So it's not going to be flashy and fancy with colors, and you can add those things to your own planner if you want. But what I'm going to give you is going to be a basic thing. So I have the website. I have, the second I came up with the name, which I happen to love, I think it's a cool name, and I couldn't believe that it was available as a .com and on Twitter, Instagram, all the social media. I snatched them all up very quickly. I made a very basic website for the shop and everything. I already have the FAQ here with all the questions someone might have about it. I already have contact. I have the about page. I filled in. The only thing that's not filled in here are there are no blog posts, and there's nothing in the shop. So those are the two things. And the blog posts are basically going to be filled with how-tos, so that if you're not sure how to use a digital planner before, if you've never used one before, I will have some tutorials step by step on how you might go about using the various, writer specific spreads that I present and provide to you. But yeah, so this is, and you can sign this. We will have a newsletter as well, or this will have a newsletter as well, to let you know when there are new planners, new spreads, anything like that. And like I said, we have a thing already for a Twitter, Instagram. We already have a Facebook. I think it's a Facebook page. There's even a Pinterest, which I'm going to make a wall of different stuff. I haven't decided yet how I'm going to. Pinterest and I are just, I'm working on it. And we even have a YouTube channel, because eventually I want to take the tutorials that I do written out in the blog and create an actual video version as well. So if you're a visual person, you can watch the video. If you're someone who likes to read instructions and step-by-step stuff, there'll be the blog post. So you'll have the option of doing one or the other. But that's my little side hustle thing that I have right now, which is Pen and Machine. So that's over there. But I want to start a book club. And Shay, maybe you can help me on how I can go about doing that or join a book club or something, just because I'm trying to get back to reading. So my goal starting in probably October is I'm going to start implementing or injecting reading 1 hour, 2 days, at least 2 days a week. Tuesday and Thursday, the days that I don't stream. And then I'm going to try to also do Saturday, where I'm going to literally block out an hour at least of my mornings and read, because I know that I'm really falling behind on the whole reading thing. But, you know, I'm trying to, and I don't know if joining a book club is the answer to that, but I really want to try and do it. And I think I created like a book clubs. I think that's the site, like book clubs with a Z, where you can like put all that together. But I also have different things for writers, like best websites that I use and that you might find helpful. I have an area that's just posts for writers, or anything that I designate as writing as the category will all be here. So if you don't want to see my other crap that really have nothing to do with writing but just other things, you don't have to. You could just click here, and these are all things that are relevant to actual writing, which I'm actually going to work on during the next sprint. I'm going to do some more blog post writing, because I'm doing really good with staying ahead of the game with my blog posts, so I want to keep that going. So that's what I'm going to do. But yeah, I rearranged all of this to make it a bit better. My bio is here, which I think I did a better job on the layout of my bio. Yeah, I kept my goals down there just because I'm actually, with the exception of write one Stonehaven Universe novel, which I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to write it this year. I still should be pretty fairly on track to at least finish the Vomit draft. I may not, it may not be ready for publication, which is fine, because I really didn't plan on self-publishing it until the summer of 2022. So I still have about like 11 months in my turnaround. I do have to, though, get in contact with my illustrator, because hopefully he hasn't started anything, because the cover is actually completely different from what we discussed a while ago. So I need to let him know, like, if you started, stop, because I have a completely different story, so it has to have a completely different cover. The cover we discussed just doesn't work anymore. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. So let's do some let's see where I am on my blog post situation. I fixed my blog posts as it pertains to my actual website, in that I don't think I have any more drafts. I think I might have 2. I used to have like 8 things in my drafts that were going as far back as like 2019, that I started writing them and just never finished. And so I never put them in the cycle to actually publish, which is driving me nuts. So like the last couple of weeks, I've been working on either deciding I'm never going to publish that thing, so get rid of it, or I am, and so write the damn thing. Yeah, so I only have one, which is this one. And I think let's go to, you're getting to see how I do my blog posts here. So all of these are what I have that I need to write. And then once I write them and they're finished, then I copy and paste them over here, schedule them for whenever they're going to come out. And then I take it from here and I drag it into the posted folder. So as I post things, I move them in here. What I used to do is rename it and put done in front of it, but I found that it was just getting way too cluttered in here for me to do that. So I just was like, I just need to get it out of my visual line of sight. So I have this one, which I don't think I wrote much on. No, I didn't. So it's really not ready. And I don't think I'm ready to write it right now. There is one that I wrote completely I think it's this one. And I just need to do, yeah. So I need to, I'm trying to get into the habit of creating the featured image before I do the copying and pasting over here. Because what's been happening is I copy and paste it here, I schedule it, and then what happens is I forget that I didn't do a featured image, and then it posts and it automatically goes on Twitter and all of my social media without an image, and it's just a link. And then I'm like, oh crap, I forgot to do the featured image. So while this is ready, technically I'm not going to move it. I'm going to create the thing that I need to create, which is in my creativity section. And I think I create them using Adobe Spark. So I have to come over here. Oh, I love A Series of Unfortunate Events. I actually have not unboxed that yet. It's in a box somewhere. I'm currently unboxing my books. So I do have the box set of it. And when I get it, it's probably going to go behind me. That's definitely going to be the ones that I'm going to keep unboxed and likely in here as opposed to in my library. I think I was reading them also. I didn't read all. I think there's 12 or 13. I probably got up to 7 or 8 before I ended up not finishing. All right, so let's duplicate this. And we're doing, which one are we doing? Substack. I was actually looking at starting with like a classic, because that way it would be free, because most classic literature is free on any like e-reader or whatever. But now with the whole like, what? There we go. With the whole like library in your pocket thing with Libby, it's even possible, I guess, depending on what book you pick, to just everyone, rent it from there. You just have, what do they give you, 21 days to read it before you have to like extend your thing of it. Because I know right now I have an N.K. Jemisin book in there that I haven't even opened yet, because I'm not an e-reader person, unfortunately. So I need to also get into that situation, because I'm one of those anti e-reader people where I'm like, I want the book and I'm so posh, I'm gonna buy the book. Every single book on my bookshelf here on the left hand side, and I don't even have all the books, like all the shelves filled, but I would easily say 80% of the books here have not been read by me yet. So yeah. But that's why I put them here, so that they could be in my face saying, you want to buy a new book, but you haven't read me yet. You know what I mean? Like just as a reminder, like, I really shouldn't buy this new book because I've got like 20 books on my shelf right now. Many of them in series that I started and haven't finished, that are kind of like saying, you mind finishing this series before you buy another book? You think you could do me that solid? So yeah. I want the Substack logo, please. Logo me, please. Boom. Some of them, unfortunately, because I live in a small town, if you could believe this, the library branch that I'm a part of actually won't let me go into, I think it's Hoopla. I think Hoopla's the one where unfortunately I can't get access to it because it says my library branch doesn't allow it. But I do have Libby. I have Libby and something else. I think the actual New York Public Library, because I was able to get, I guess because of COVID, they allow you to now get a digital card that extends for instead of the like 3 or 6 months that most libraries will do before you have to go in and like renew it if you don't actively check out a book physically from the library. You have to, like for my library, I had to put a reminder that in October I have to go to the actual library in my little village and have them reactivate it, because if I don't actually check out a physical book, they'll deactivate my card and assume I no longer will be needing it. But in any event, New York Public Library allows you to have a digital library card for, I think, like 3 years. I think it expires in 2024, which mind blown. So I do have that. But yeah, Hoopla, even with trying to use, it would not let me use my New York Public Library number. And I don't know if it's because it knows that it's like a digital one, which is crazy because Hoopla is digital. So you would think that it would let me, whatever. But yeah, so I have Libby and I have the New York Public Library. And I have this thing called Cloud Library, because I think in order to use or properly visually read the New York Public Library books that I download, I have to do it using their Cloud Library app. It allows me to look at it nicer. Libby's the best, obviously, because I think that's the one where you can tell it, like when I download a book, let me read it in the Kindle app, which I prefer. Unfortunately, like it because so many people like use it, not every book that I want is available when I want it. I noticed that. So I don't know how that works because it's digital. So how there could be a limit, I don't know. But you know, I don't know how these things work. I'm only just now like using it. So it's all right because I don't mind that I can't access Hoopla, because technically I think Libby and the New York Public Library also have the audiobook feature. Although I haven't tried audiobooks since I was in like college, so there's that. All right, I'm creating this, you're basically seeing how I create my really jacked up featured images for my blog posts. I really don't do much. I should get better at how I do these things, but I just don't have the time really, so I just kind of go with the flow here and just literally slap things together. All right. And I'm not like good with color palettes. Although I do have access to this website that's supposed to help with color palette things, I just forget to use it. Yikes. I mean, come on, Erica. Even I can tell that's bad. Okay, that's like an off-white, which I can just about stand. So what is the name of my blog? I forgot what the name of the post is. Is Substack the evolution of newsletters? Okay. Terrible font, but I will fix that. Because I also don't like the size here. I hate that it does these decimal point sizes. Like, what is that about? "15-minute break, guys." Although I feel like I'm not taking any breaks. I'm just kind of continuing. But for anyone who may need to sprint it out, take a 15-minute break for yourself. Go take a walk. Stretch your legs and stuff. We've been sitting now for how long? Almost 40 minutes. So this would be a good time to stretch it out. I am just going to find a different font that isn't this one. Oh, I like this one. All right, let's go with this one. Oh, where'd it go? Here it goes. And we're doing, I think, was it bold italic? Damn if I remember. What the hell was it? Yeah, let's just do bold italic. And then change the size again. Well, how big is that? Okay. I don't like that this is like black and this clearly isn't. I don't know if that's intentional. I feel like it is. So let's take that color just so that they all match. There we go. And let's do the same here. Take the same color. That. All right. You know what I need? Which is kind of silly, but oh, I'm about to sneeze. Don't sneeze. Don't do it. I don't like this background color anymore. It doesn't pop for me. Oh no. that'll do for now. Let's come over here. And let's, ooh, what just happened? So we are going to add a new blog post and put it in the cycle. I actually don't know. I need a calendar. I think it's going to be August 4th because I think I have all the blog posts for next week. I don't think I have any. What I do is if I need to put a oh, I don't think I went through this with Grammarly, it looks like. If I have any areas where I need to insert a screenshot or an image, I will put that in brackets for myself, and then I'll just copy up to that point, insert an image, and then etc. But I don't think I have that there. Yeah, I basically just use Grammarly for my blog posts. I don't pay for the service, but I don't mind it for doing these kind of corrections. Apparently, when I'm writing WordPress, it's a capital P. How posh of you. Wow, I wrote WordPress a lot. Okay. Oh. So I'm going to take all of this, copy it, and I'm just going to paste it in here. Do a little formatting, fixing, and format a couple of other things. And then this will be in the cycle for August. Now I don't, which I'm sure I probably should pay more attention to what I'm posting and when, so that it kind of makes more sense. But this really is just a mishmash of my brain, just at different moments of any given day and any given time, having a thought on a thing and wanting to write it down and get it ready to go and just sharing it. That I really, there is no method to the madness. And so to try and put a method and make it look like it was intentional is just, I would spend more time doing that than I would writing the damn post and like getting it ready for publication. So I try not to do that to myself. So okay, I'm going to bold these areas here. Okay, I think that's all of that. Now let's do this part. Okay, this will fall under what? I think it should go under author brand because it's a newsletter. It is also a review, but I feel like I need to streamline I have too many categories here that should be able to morph into itself. I just haven't really taken the time to figure out how to do that, but I know I need to. Okay, we got a lot of tags to put in here. Oh, come on. Oh my God. I'm having caps lock issues. Okay. Oh, it's starting to list most used. Sweet. It didn't used to do that before. Although while they are all most used, I'm not using any of them in this instance. Oh, funny. Not Bookstack, Substack. Although Bookstack sounds like a good name for something. I don't know what. Okay, I think that's all the tags I want to put. I'm gonna do this. Right, set the featured image. And we are going to publish this, I believe. We're going to do August 4th. And I have this thing here, which is very cool, where you can sign up. If you sign up for my monthly newsletter, you can select to either get my blog update or my monthly update. And if you select to get my blog update, basically it will email you this when it comes out. So I set it so that you have the option to either get my monthly update or basically twice a week at least you'll get my newsletter update. I want to send a test to myself, so I'm going to do that. I like to do this at least for every like third or fourth one, just to make sure it's still working the way it's supposed to. So now I'm going to schedule it. It gives me all this stuff, which I usually ignore. I could uncheck this, but I don't. So now we're back to an official sprint. So anyone who is looking for some sprinting, oh, there we go. The time is now. While I set this to schedule, and then I can preview it. Perfect. This is a long one. Let's see. 9-minute read. All right, so this is what it will look like when it posts. The only difference is this down here. This is not the actual comment feature that I use. I use Disqus, so it will look differently. The only reason it looks like this is because it's not the official link. Like it's just the link to show me what it looks like when it posts. The official link will actually have the name of the thing in the link. Okay, let's make sure that I have it in the right cycle, because I don't actually know. I think I do though. Looking at the publishing soon section here. So we've got, I need to add some tags to this post. I don't know why I don't have any. I need to make sure that I have. Yeah, so you see right here the newsletter status. So these are scheduled. So we've got the 28th, which is next Wednesday, next Friday. August 4th is the following Wednesday. And then these are pushed out to September and October, which I'm keeping these in those general. September 1st is a Wednesday and October 1st is a Friday. Yeah, so these are going to stay where they are because they're there for a reason. But I have, like, now I'm going to take this, close it, and I'm going to move it to posted and move on to the next. I do have one blog post though that I need to add. So whenever I have an idea, I quickly just write the title so that I don't forget that I want to write about that thing. And I started doing research on this morning. It's a long title, but I was doing, don't ask me why I was doing research on the Big Four, or really the Big Five, and how it's going to become the Big Four. If it, I think it has officially. I don't know if Random has officially taken control over Simon and Schuster, but what that means for the traditional community and how self-publishing might seem less of a risk because the Big Five is becoming the Big Four, and how that's going to end up causing more issues for the writer than it used to in terms of the negotiating game and all of that comes with it, because there's going to be less in the marketplace to negotiate around. So either you're going to be forced into taking less than you normally would because there's less people to compete against, or you may find that going it on your own makes more sense financially if you can do it. And so I just want to put my thoughts down on that. Because like I said, I kind of know why I got into looking that up, because I was reading I subscribe to several writer or writing magazines, and one of them is The Writer. So it just came, I think maybe yesterday or the day before, and one of the sections I was reading is publishing from A to Z, which is talking about like different terms with terminology, more for traditional publishers and indie publishers. But in reading that, it cycled me into something else. But anyway, okay, so we've got that. Let me close some of these windows I don't need open. I don't need this one open. It was just to write down the title. Let's do this one since I'm already in the brain thinking of Substack. So I might as well stay in that lane. Okay, I'm actually draining fast, so, and I have to do some like major cleaning in my office, or moving of furniture in my office and in the bedroom next door, because tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. we're going to have several contractors and workers on the property, mainly to put in my office door finally tomorrow morning, and to close off this closet that I have over here that I have no intention of using, which will give more room to the bedroom next door. It'll make it bigger, and it'll give me this wall space to kind of, I don't know, they're gonna seal it off, and then I might put like another bookcase there. I don't know, but they're gonna seal that off, and so I have to clean this area, and then I have to clean the area over there. So while I have what little energy I have left, because I have to do it today before tomorrow morning, because I know I'm not going to be getting up at 6 a.m. to do that, I am going to call it quits and start moving. I have to move a short bookcase over so that it's out of the way for this. So that's all I have to do, I think, for this. But then for the closet situation, there's a lot that I have to move and throw out and clear the way for. So I am going to go do that. So for this last minute before the timer goes out, I'm going to switch back to this display here. Thank you all for being here. Thanks, Shay, for always giving me the like and the view time. Soon, I hope that I will make it to that point where I'm like, you know, with a, what do I need? Like 1,000 followers and 4,000 watch hours, and then like all those other things will unlock for me. I'm not like in a rush to get those things unlocked, but I am fully aware that that's the goal that everyone goes for, I think, right, on YouTube. So I will get there someday. For now, I'm just kind of enjoying doing this. I feel like I'm so out of breath today. I think I was just drained from being out this morning for like 4 hours. Actually, I think I might go play some video games to kind of unwind and relax my brain. And then I'll come back upstairs and do some, I'm gonna move this bookcase first though. Before I go downstairs, I'm definitely gonna do that. The bedroom next door, my wife says she'll help me with that, and we can do that later. We don't have to do that right now. But yeah, oh man, and I got a potty too. But in any event, thank you all for being here as usual. Monday, we will begin doing the red pen edits, which I'm so excited about. I'm keeping this right here on my desk. I'm not going to touch it or anything. I'm keeping it here with my pen. I'm going to move my highlighters from there and put it with the notebook, and I'm going to get the camera set up to be pointed down, as I said, onto my desk, so you can see me at work doing great things. But that's going to be pretty fun. So I'm probably going to take all 3 days next week, depending on how I do on Monday and Wednesday. I might decide on Friday to not do a pre-Friday fiction story and to just take that day to continue doing my red pen edits. We'll see how things go with Monday and Wednesday for sure. But very excited that I got this a day earlier than expected. I was almost going to do my red pen edit starting today, but I'm already raring to go to do it for Monday, so I figured, no, I won't. I will hold it back. And in the meantime, you guys have a lovely weekend of Saturday and Sunday. I will have a door on tomorrow. I'm so excited. I have not had a door in my office since I moved in. I've just had a curtain, so I as of Monday, I'll be able to close my office door, which will be pretty sweet. And I won't have to have a gate up to keep the dogs out in the middle of the night. That's how we keep them out of my office, is we have to put a gate up. So I have to move it and all these things. It's been so annoying. So happy about that. But anyway, I digress. So enjoy your weekend, and I will see you guys